Okay, hang on, let me just clear this. Here's the to-do. My camera has died. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Let me say hi to who is here, or at least who's talking. Joe Mama, Kelly DeBro. Our half-acre homestead isn't here anymore. Patricia, Johnny, Carson, Betty Randall. How's everybody doing? It's been one of those. Is Mercury in retrograde? Because I'm telling you guys, you should have seen me schlepping stuff down the basement. I'm telling you, it was. Hi, Barb. How's it going? Barbara, Sherry. I got. My camera's broken. Okay. And even if I could have used it, even if it had been working, I couldn't put it I thought I put it, like I should have put it at the top of the stairs and filmed how I went down those stairs. Oh yeah, I'm feeling so much better, Joe Mama. Have you been resting today? So I had to get all this stuff downstairs. Now Howie got my table down there, but I can't keep asking him. He works on the weekends too. Like he's out in the shop working on that white truck that I helped him put the windshield in. Hey, Penny Live, how's it going? Jean Phillips, Barbara Webb, Joe Mama, Simply Jessica. So I had to get stuff down the basement because I'm tired of not having my studio ready, right? Hey, Chaos. But still feel, you know what, honey? You can't go great guns for 6 days and expect to catch up on one. That's what I've been trying to tell you. You got to take your rest where you can and when you can. But you know what? You're still moving forward. Things are going to change, aren't they? So anyway, I took down my quilting chair. Because, and it's heavy. It's an old desk chair. The thing weighs about 20 or 30 pounds. It was to get that down the stairs, and it's all in one piece, right? Hey, Kara Krantz. So I filled a box full of salt lamps and tripods and heavy shit. And the box was like 2 feet by 2.5 feet. You know how Amazon has a long tripod in a box and they go, oh, it won't fit. So they turn it diagonally in a great big box. Well, I filled that box with salt lamps and heavy things. And then, did I tell this story already? So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get that box down the stairs. Now, yeah, the smartest thing would be to just let it slide down the stairs like a sled. But I got breakables in it, right? So it will be better. This week's been really busy. 6 more days, baby. Just mark them off on the calendar if you have to, right? You are moving forward. There is a light. You know what I mean? So then I put my camera and my laptop and my speaker and all kinds of other stuff in the bag. In a shopping bag, and I tied 2 extension cords together. And I lowered it down the stairs, and I gave it a little swing, and I dropped it on the floor. And then I got my milk and my tea in another bag, and I'm back, and I got one hand on the rail with a bag swinging from my arm, and I'm backing down the stairs. And I'm kicking shit off as I go because I've thrown stuff down, slippers and stuff, right? Hey, Jean. So anyway, hey, Cal. So anyway, I got that stuff downstairs, and you're getting, you'll hear part of the story. But anyway, not you're getting, our half-acre homestead tomorrow, no, Monday's video is 4 meals, 1 chicken. 4 suppers, 1 chicken. And we're having the final meal tonight. Oh, I'm smelling it. It's driving me nuts because I'm ready for supper. So I got my basement half set up. Like my studio is not even half set up, but it's getting there, right? And the power just kept going off, and I had my Freaky Friday down there yesterday, but I tell you, I've not just slapping up and down the stairs. I don't know how much of film I got it on, but it takes me about 3 minutes to get up on a stool. One step, then two steps. And then that stool's not rated for my weight. So I'm really, really careful. So you try and get up on a stool and then work on the ceiling above it was not easy to do. And then you'd have to move the stool because you could only work so far. I hope I got some of it on video because my camera died. Then I went to turn on my speaker for Freaky Friday, and it went. I was like, oh no, right? So I give it a couple of slaps, and it started working again. This is a Sony speaker I've had for I don't know how many years, 4 years, 5 years. And I think I might have dropped it one too many times. So it's like, okay, you're going to set it down right there. So we had Freaky Friday, and I'm on the fourth meal of one chicken, 4 suppers. Howie's up in the coach watching racing until supper. So things are moving along. I'm not getting as many Our Half Acre Homestead videos because I could have made that 1 chicken, 4 suppers into 4 videos, but I chose to do it all in one just to show, right? It's kind of one of those making it stretch videos. Hey, Jill, how's it going? So, my brother-in-law. Okay, he's not my brother-in-law anymore. He was my sister's first husband. My sister had 3 husbands. He's my sister's first husband, but he had a stroke yesterday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. He had a stroke yesterday. Well, actually, he had it on Thursday. And his right arm, and now you got to know something about Marty, okay? Marty is not just Wendy's first husband. He was my eldest brother's best friend in high school. So in grade 9, when they were best friends and became best friends in grade 9, I was only 6 months old. So Marty's been a part of my life, my whole life. And when he was married to my sister for 25 years, he has always been one of the most supportive brothers I've ever had. Like, I've got 3 brothers and they're all very supportive, but Marty was always there. Always, right? When my other brothers couldn't be. My brother-in-law Marty was there. So I guess on Thursday, my friend has booked the van and it's going to drive the vehicle. I was so uber nervous. I thought you were going to say I was so sober. Uber nervous about it. Oh, I'm so excited for you, Cal. So anyway, this is what I can, his left arm and his left leg went numb. And so he went to the hospital. They did all the tests and they couldn't find anything wrong with him. So they sent him home. But he had the foresight to, he has 3 sons. One of them's in Australia, 2 of them are in Toronto. And he had the foresight to talk to one of his sons. And they went, that doesn't sound right. And they hot-footed it up from Toronto, which is like an hour and a half drive, right? And that, I guess the next morning, he was having trouble standing. His left side was going bad. So they got him up to the hospital, and yes, he's had a stroke. But I don't even know if I should be talking about this, but his left arm is bad. His left leg has some movement, but it has not impaired his speech or his cognitive abilities. So at this point, unless anything goes worse, which they're not seeing that it would, it's going to be rest and recuperation. I made a pear cake today, but should have made yours. Mine fell apart taking it out of the bundt pan. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you put sugar and that on it, thinking it would, have a nice glaze on it? Because that never works well. Hey, Angela. I talked to Angela, and Uncle Marty is um, got all his speech, got his cognitive abilities. His left arm is buggered up, and his left leg is not so great, but better than his arm. And apparently, so far so good. They've got him on the stroke ward, and he's going to. It's going to be rest and what do you call it? Physio. Yeah, strokes are hideous. I yeah. But if they, you know what this tells me, I'm sorry, but what this tells me is if they couldn't find a reason for the stroke, now 99.9% of the time, when someone is exhibiting signs of a stroke, they go to the hospital can trace it. They couldn't trace it until it got worse. What does that tell me? I'm not going to say it out loud. Hi, Yoshi. How's it going? So, yeah. So, Briar has finally realized that I'm not going to be schlepping for him much longer because winter's coming, and he's a big boy. He's 28 years old, and he needs to figure out, how he's going to get to and from work. And he has more than one option of where he works. So, hey, Aldo, how's it going? Hi, dearie. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, excuse me. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff. Doing better, finally starting to feel better. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, sweetheart. I was not well earlier this week. I kind of kept it down on the down low. Like if one of the live streams, maybe you saw me cough a couple of times, maybe on Thursday. I had a cold last week. And this is what was nuts, is I woke up with it Monday morning. I wasn't feeling great Sunday night. I had a tickle in my throat, and I was feeling tightness in my chest. And I went, ooh, this isn't good. So I phoned Briar and said, I'm not going anywhere this week. I'm not going anywhere this week because I'm not feeling well, and I don't want to go anywhere near the general populace. We all know I don't have the jab, right? So it's going much better. Was at the hospital Thursday. Why? What's going on, Aldo? So anyway, so I told Briar, I'm not going anywhere this week. I can't remember if it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday was my day off, and it was pissing down rain. And he's like, he phones and he goes, but it's raining. I said, Briar, what part of I'm not feeling well do you not understand? Right? What part of I don't want to go out into the public where most people have this, and if they have a tickle in their throat, it may not even register, but they could be carrying it and give it to me and not even focus, right? But it's raining, and it's pissing down rain, and I've got no food in the house, and it's 4 kilometers. And it's like, okay, fine, do me a favor, because my power went out. So this was Wednesday. So my power went out. I was like, fine. So I said, but you have to wear a mask when you get it before you get in the truck, because I'll be wearing a mask. You have to wear a mask while you're in the truck. And he said, okay. And I said, look, I need groceries too, and I don't even want to go. Right? And he said, I'll get your groceries for you. Right? Like I give him my card or I send him the money, e-transfer. Yeah, where we live in the middle of nowhere. So I've already put it out on Facebook asking if there's an Uber that runs between here and where he works. Because he thinks I'm abandoning him. But really, when I first, when he first started working at Brennan's Hill, it was only occasionally. He was still working in the other store down where he lives. And then next thing you know, it's full time on every weekend and I'm stuck kind of thing, right? Keep in mind the monoclonal antibodies, Bev. Don't be afraid to go to the hospital if you test positive. It's a simple IV, but it works best when caught early. I'm not going anywhere near a hospital. Honest to God. No, thank you very much. So, because I've seen one too many TikTok videos about how nurses feel about the unjabbed, right? So let's not go there anymore. I don't want to talk about this, right? So anyway, I told Briar I don't want to go out in public. You're going to have to wear a mask because you've got it and you've got the jab and we're going to be in close proximity. I'll ride in the back seat. I said it's not that simple. It's in a closed vehicle. The rain is coming down. I can't put the windows down, right? So, hey, how's it going? With the virus 4 weeks now, still not well, but you're at home, right? And you're taking Mucinex and vitamin C and all that stuff, right? Because if there's one thing I've noticed, those that die usually are in the hospital when it happens. Just saying. So anyway, I go and I pick him up, right? And I feel like crap. I absolutely felt like crap. Like the power was out. I was crawling back into bed, right? So I had already high dosed myself. Hey, Anajai, how's it going? So how is it going for you, Hell House? Hey, Marie, how are you, darling? So anyway, and that's not from my cold. So anyway, it must have started Monday. I think it started Monday. My people in the Connected Hearts will remember. One of the reasons I have a private Facebook group. I didn't want people knowing I wasn't well because I don't want fear and anxiety. But I did phone my sons. I did phone my son Arthur and I did phone Mom and said, I'm not doing Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be cold and flu season. I'm already not feeling well. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get feeling better, but let's just not do it on Thanksgiving weekend, right? Not good. Coughing up blood. Are you taking Mucinex? You need to be you must double your fluid intake. Chicken broth and water. Chicken broth and water. Vitamin C, zinc, D3, and Mucinex. And Mucinex is hard on your kidneys, so you have to drink at least 8 glasses of water after taking a 12-hour Mucinex. Well, I'm glad you're doing good. And tea and honey, yeah. That's what I did. I dosed myself with 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and I think it was 900 milligrams of D3. I took zinc. I didn't do Mucinex or anything. Just the one night I had the cough, I took some cough medicine. And pineapple juice too will thin the mucus. Thank you, Joe Mama. Yes, thank you for telling me Mercury's in retrograde because both my camera and my camera died and my speaker has started to die. So anyway, I got in the truck, put my mask on, or I got in the truck. I have a box of 50 masks and I have another one that isn't even open yet. And I keep them in the truck so that I can use a fresh mask because using masks over and over again just isn't safe or healthy. So he gets in the truck and he goes, I want to go to Tim Hortons. And I went, after, right? And he goes, no, now I'm starving. And I went, okay, I'm assuming he's going to take his food and eat it while he's walking towards Giant Tiger from the parking lot. So I get to Tim Hortons. He gets me a cup of tea and he gets his breakfast. Hey, Sandy Candy. We're celebrating Thanksgiving on my birthday. We're all double vaccinated. Oh, good for you, sweetheart. So that's the problem. Most of our family is, and we aren't. So anyway, We gets his food, and we're in the truck. And what's he do but take his mask off and start eating? So I'm like, now I can't open the windows. I can't take my mask off. But what part of leave your mask on when you're in the truck with me did he not get? Oh, sorry, Mom. So he gets out of the truck, and after he's finished eating, and I open all the windows and I run the fan and that, and then I close all the windows and I take my mask off because I was already sweating. just just yeah, you got to keep on top of it, Hell House. Absolutely. So that was like kind of my experience. It's like, what part of I don't want to go outside among the general populace, especially people, if I don't have to. Anyway, vitamin C, D3, zinc, bit of cough syrup, and whack amounts of chicken soup broth and honey and lemon tea, and I was done in 3 days. So I'm really grateful. But everyone's like, "Go get tested, go." I said, "No, I ain't going anywhere near anywhere until I know. I'm not going to a hospital until I know." You know? So that's kind of what's been going on. Really beats. Fancy that. What do you see what's for supper tonight? Because this is the final meal. So from the one chicken, four suppers. Well, I take CalMag. So my vitamin C is vitamin C and D3. And then I have calcium, magnesium, and D3. And I have zinc. Oh, and echinacea too. I have echinacea, right? And B12. So, I mean, I take all my supplements, right? Excuse me. I'm about to cough. Don't panic. So I phoned Mom, Nan, and I explained that we're gonna put Thanksgiving off, and till the after cold and flu season, until I know for sure that the people are going to be safe, right? Well, you know what? Get the liquid D3 and just drop it under your tongue. Hey guys, going to go to Cars with some rabbit breeder that's stopping by my house. He wants to get some new stuff from me. I'll talk to you later. If you're still on, love you all. God bless. Okay, sweetheart. Look after yourself, okay? So, hey, Willow's Garden. I'm doing fine. I had a cold for about 3 days, and I knocked the shit out of that. Right? But going out, honestly, going out in the rain and chill, taking my son shopping wasn't a good idea. Right? Like, honestly, you stand by your decisions, right? Until it's inconvenient for you. That's kind of the headspace of millennials. Some millennials, at least the ones I raised. Hey, Kat, how's it going, sweetheart? How's it going? So, I'm not going to tell you what the final meal is because everybody's going to expect chicken soup, and it's not. Well, chicken stock, yeah, but that's all I'm going to tell you. Rainy days are made for staying home, yeah. And I'm telling you, I've been getting exercise going up and down those stairs, up and down those stairs. Getting up and down off a stool, although that was kind of foolish. Maybe I'll get Howie to get the step ladder because at least I can lean against it. If I do the step ladder, maybe I'll get him to bring it downstairs. Oh, I put garlic in everything. I put garlic in everything. Garlic and onions, anything in the onion family, they all have different medicinal properties. Like chives, really good organic chives and leeks and stuff. They're mild antibiotics. So are onions. Why do you think people used to put raw onion on the bottom of their feet, wrap them in plastic, and put socks on and sleep with them to draw out any kind of sickness? Oh, good for you. Good for you, Kat. Glad to hear you're better. I went to Sam's to do some stocking. I don't want to be driving in the snow. Well, see, that's another thing with my son Briar, right? Like he had, as far as I knew, the option to work in Wakefield. So why is he stuck up here full time? Like I said, I would drive him to and from on the occasional weekend. But when it's every weekend, he said, "You're literally not going to drive me, and it's only 5 minutes away." I said, Briar, like I was charging him $50 a month for the use of my tablet with 10 gigabytes of data and gas. Now, pick him up Friday night, drive him to work Saturday morning, pick him up Saturday night, drive him to work Sunday morning. Now, that may be 4 trips to Brennan's Hill, but that's also 4 trips home and between $15 and $20 in gas per week. So when it became full time every weekend, it just happened that way. It just kind of slid into full time. And I was like, snow's coming. I have mobility issues. Howie's had a heart attack. Briar goes, but it's only 5 minutes away. I said, Briar, who's going to clean off my truck? I'll clean off your truck. I said, after when you're at the store, it's 9 o'clock at night when I go to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock during the week, right? If it's 9 o'clock, it's been snowing all day, you've just done a 13-hour shift. Who's going to clean the foot of snow off my truck to come and get you? It's not just driving in the snow. It's not just 5 minutes away. It's tying me down every single weekend for the unforeseeable future. Well, whenever you need a weekend, I just go and make other arrangements. I said, no, you're 28 years old. You have options. Get your shit together. I'm not doing this anymore. This was the talk we had about, I'm your mother. I'll always have your back and I love you. Like seriously, $50 a month did not cover everything that we did for him, including taking him shopping and stuff, right? So, basically you and he said, well, I'm going to say something and it's going to sound mean. And we had a conversation and I said, okay, I'm going to say something and it's going to sound mean. Because he said, well, if you can't drive me, then my boss is going to have to get up at 6 a.m. and drive me and blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, I'm going to say something that sounds mean. This is not my problem. I work 7 days a week and so does your father. That's actually why I'm live streaming today. I'm taking tomorrow off to be with Howie. Oh, no, I'm not because I'm canning tomorrow. I took the meat out of the freezer finally. He does not want to drive, Joe. It finally came out. Herbs and stuff. I don't want this crud. Oh, no, I hear ya. Well, I don't know, Kat. I don't know if he has a buddy or not because where we are, he lives 24 kilometers that way. Okay? Where he works is only 11 kilometers that way, but he has to get a ride up there on Fridays. And then we pick him up Friday night and drive him back and forth. And then Sunday night, his boss takes him back. But that's tying up my entire weekend. And not that it's a big deal, but driving for me in the snow is. Especially when he probably could talk to his boss and say, you're going to have to find somebody else for that store and put me back in Wakefield or something. Right? Because so now he said, okay, fine. I'm not sorry for my feelings. I said, never apologize for your feelings. I'm just sorry the way they came out. I said, that's fine. I said, but your dad and I are hard working people. And we're, dad's had a heart attack and I have fibromyalgia and mobility issues. I don't I don't need another job in my life. I love you. But no, he doesn't want to drive. He's never felt comfortable. Hi, Paula, you made it. Under pressure. Excuse me. No, it's not the crud. Though I guess road stuff can be overwhelming. Exactly. You know, we told him a year ago, get your driver's license. And now it's come out. It's taken a year for him to say, I don't want to drive. It's terrifying. Right? It's like, okay, well, that's all you had to say, or we wouldn't have pushed it. You got to be honest, right? You know? So he said, okay, well, I'm going to need a key for the house and I'm going to ride my bike all winter long in the dark, in the morning and at night. He's going to ride his bike. Can't ride it on the highway here. Can't ride it on the highway. Too dangerous. There's so many places where there's no shoulders. And the back roads is longer. Let's see how long that lasts. My first instinct was, do you have a light on your bike? And then I went, you know what? Forget it. That was a mummy question. I said, you'll figure it out. But I honestly feel that, that's a bit of an emotional manipulation. And I'm just going to have to knuckle down and say, sorry, not my circus, not my monkeys. Hey, Karen, how's it going? What do you mean I can't fall? Well, that's the thing, is it's taking me back to the days where I would have to go and pick him up at 11 o'clock or midnight in Wakefield from the mill, and drive him to work at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, no way, man. I mean, yeah, it's only 5 minutes away for you, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes away by car. But have you seen the gas prices? It's like over $5 a gallon here. So, I mean, and it's not just that. It's, I don't drive in the winter. If I don't go shopping in the winter. So I haven't done, oh yeah, the big news, you all heard about my stuff with the IRS, US government taking money off me still. So I'm now working extra hard to make 30% more so that I meet my financial obligations that my YouTube paycheck is supposed to cover. And I talked to my accountant. He said, well, you've done the right thing. You've corrected the mistake, but it could take 6 months before they even, everything's backed up. Paperwork is backed up all over because of COVID. A scooter's no good in the winter. Right? A scooter's no good in the winter. Right? So, I mean, yeah, it'd be great in the summertime. Maybe a snowmobile, right? But, yeah, like a scooter, but it would be only good for summertime, right? So, I don't know if we have Uber, but I have put it out on one of our local Facebook pages asking if anybody knows of Uber that runs between here and Bredens Hill. If you are coughing up blood, that can be very dangerous, and you should think about seeing a doctor. Please consider getting checked. Okay, so Hell House, you're saying you have the virus, so you were tested? If you were tested, what did they tell you to do? That's what I'm asking. So, I mean, quad, but who's got the money for this kind of stuff? Right? Scooter if he had a quad, he could do it all summer. Just take the back roads all the way to work. Right from here. All the way, and all he has to do is cross the highways there. I should tell him that, eh? Because even in the wintertime, you can use those, but they're still slippery as shit, right? So yeah, quad's an idea, but I'm not paying for it. Right? I'm not paying for it. I'm not, right? So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. But honestly, I can't fix the problem for him. I'm not that mummy anymore. I'm mom or mother. And that means If you're absolutely stuck, I will help. If you need a ride for groceries and I'm going, I will help. But I am not committing to driving him, there and back 4 times every single weekend all winter long. Just not going to happen. What if you raise your price and make it worth taking him? A bike sounds dangerous in the snow, but I'm still committing. I'm still committing to driving him every weekend in the snow all winter long. It's not just the gas. It's me getting out there at 8:30 after it's been snowing all day, 8:30 at night, and cleaning off my truck and getting in an ice cold vehicle to go and pick him up and then do it all over again in the morning. Yeah, in the morning he could clean off my truck, but I'm still grounded, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, snowmobiles. All right, Gothic. Take care, sweetheart. Stay safe. Love you. Mwah. So, he doesn't watch my videos anyway. My kids don't watch my videos, so I'm not really worried about that. But right? I work 7 days a week. Tomorrow, Tuesday is close I get to a day off. And I will probably take him shopping on Tuesday. Right? So he has to figure it out on his own. He can't depend on mommy and daddy for everything. Well, he is on the spectrum, but that doesn't change the fact that he knows how to pay his bills. He has an apartment. He knows how to save money, right? He knows how to. I'm pretty sure he could buy a secondhand quad runner. And I'm going to suggest it to him as soon as I get off the phone, because I don't think you need a license for those. Only if you're going to drive them on the highway, right? And all he'd have to do is, the roads are plowed, so all he'd have to do is drive slower on the quad and dress warm. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes, okay? Because my life now is about maintaining what health I have. Improving it where I can, but maintaining what health I have, right? So, why did I get rid of the solar panels, guys? Because I said to Howie, heaven forbid you have a heart attack and die. And I don't know how to switch things around, because he had the solar panels hooked into batteries that were running different things in the house, like lights here and the well pump or whatever, right? But when the batteries were no longer, they were needing to be replaced, and I'm thinking of him getting up on a roof and shoveling it off the snow, the solar panels and stuff, or falling. It's like, forget it. Get rid of them. Boom. Well, it'll be on the roads, just not the highways. You know what I mean? So, there's reasons, right? It's bad enough how he's going to have to get up on the roof to clean the chimney, because it gets cleaned twice a year. And he's got to dig out the lids for the septic. Soon. As a matter of fact, I got to phone them tomorrow, make the appointment, so that I know exactly when to tell him. I didn't want him to do it this weekend because it's been raining all week, and that dirt's going to be heavier than cement, right? So, but such is my life today. Tomorrow, I still have a small turkey in my freezer from last year. I don't know how it's going to do, but I'm going to see if I can't find a turkey for Christmas, I'm going to use it. But I think I'm going to can it. I think I'm going to can it up. Carrots are coming. I'm probably going to, after I'm canning tomorrow, so when I take Briar shopping, he'll be, schlepping a big bag of carrots for me. We don't have a snowmobile, and snowmobiles are not cheap either. Quads are cheaper, but I don't know. So I have not made my trip to Costco. Thank you very much, U.S. government, because they just literally took my Costco money right off the top. So I was like, pfft. So what I did though is Howie, I didn't put it in a video, but Howie on his way home on Thursday. No, the sale started Thursday. I thought they said bags of chicken leg quarters for $10. And I'm thinking, oh, great, right? Bags. I'm thinking the bags are, maybe 5 pounds or something, right? No, there was like 4 legs, 3 legs to a package for $10. I just about shit a ring around myself. But they did have whole chickens on for $1.88 or $1.98 a pound. And I said, grab a couple of whole chicken. I was hoping he would come home with bags of chicken legs, but he came home with 2 packages, and 2 chickens, which I took out of the things and I vacuum sealed them and I dated them and I put them in the little freezer, which is now just about chock-a-block full. I just had my septic pumped. It costs a small fortune. I've been looking for a small turkey too, but I hope I can find one. Well, I'm going to get a turkey regardless. I'll find one. I know. There was 4. Now, mind you, the chicken legs some of them were big. And I said, by the way, Howie, if you ever have a choice, always give me even number of chicken legs. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, you gave me a package of 3 and a package of 4. Now I've got an odd one. So I picked the biggest one and I vacuum sealed it. Maybe I'll make that into one meal. Maybe I'll do a making it stretch video on that. Honestly, the best vacuum sealer you can get is by a vacuum seal specialist company called Sorbent Systems. They have a home model and it's only $100. But the best thing about this is it can seal anything. You could take your chip bag, your Mylar chip bag, and clean it out and put something in it and it'll vacuum seal. You can vacuum seal heavy duty. I'm getting one because my sealing meal is just about to die. But I'm going to order one as soon as I can afford to. Good thing I ordered. Howie gave me a gift card, a Visa gift card, and I ordered a 500-watt karaoke Bluetooth speaker for downstairs. Good thing too, because mine's dying. I was hoping to get 3 or 4 turkeys to can up this year. We will see if that happens or not. Well, I have one little turkey, and it's almost a year old in my freezer. And it's only in a plastic shopping bag. It wasn't vacuum sealed because I didn't have big enough bags. So it's probably going to get canned as soon as I start doing carrots. Almost didn't make it. Hey, Malka! I almost had a heart attack trying to find you. It's okay, darling. It costs about $200 every 2 or 3 years to have the septic tank. Yeah, that's what it costs here. About I think it's $147. Last time they charged me $247 because I was ill on pain medication and forgot which day they were coming. I thought they were coming the next day and I hadn't had the lids uncovered. So they had to come back the next day and they charged me another $100 for it because look at the price of gas. God only knows what it's going to cost. And the worst part is, do you remember me complaining how he unearthed both and they vacuumed out the one, but they only went through the check tube for the other one and vacuumed. They didn't even take the lid off. I was so friggin' mad. It's a sorbent system home sealer. Hang on. I should plug my phone in. Okay. Let me just find the link for you, okay? I saw this vacuum sealer on, I think it was, what was her name? She was one of the, okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to see if I can find prototypes, contact, cart. Where's my cart? Do I have a cart? Oh, there it is. Keep Fresh Vacuum Home Sealer. It's $99. Here is the link. Well, that's the link to the cart anyway. See if that works. Happy Saturday, Malcolm. Not for us though, Joe Mama. Our Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks. I believe it's 2 weeks. No, it's in. What's today? The 25th. Today is the 25th. And then there's next weekend. Thanksgiving weekend for us starts on, it's the 8th weekend, but on the 8th of October, but Thanksgiving Day's on the 11th. So it's in 2 weeks. But we're not having Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to the racetrack for the weekend. I get my canning turkeys the day after Thanksgiving when they go on sale. Well, see, they usually go on sale. I haven't seen a turkey under $1.99 a pound in 2 years. It does pass quickly. But I remember, like I said, when I had my mobile home and vacation in a mobile home park in Arizona, my neighbor would phone me and said, turkey's around for 59 cents a pound. I said, get me 3. She said 3. I said, yeah, put 2 in my freezer and keep 1 for yourself. Just for going to the store. Because I've never heard, and these turkeys were friggin' huge. They were huge, right? I think I brought 1 home. Not sure. Yeah, I know. But the thing is regardless, right? I've still got chickens in stock, chicken meat in stock from last year. We're going to be eating a lot of soup this winter. And that's fine, right? That's fine with me. And every one of those chickens, let's see, I've got 2. Howie bought 2 from on Thursday. And butter was on sale, $3.99 a pound. I call that on sale. We're gonna have to make 1 trip to Costco, 1 somehow, and I'll probably send Howie to on Wednesday when he gets paid to go to Costco and get me this, and this. So. But yeah, I'm probably going to take my little turkey out of the freezer, and because I'm doing the meat now, I've taken out all the pork chops and I discovered some drumsticks. So these have been in my freezer for almost a year. So what I'm going from the last time I cut up a loin of pork, right? So I'm not going to cook them and then grind them and then dry can them. They're thawing out in my fridge, and I'm just going to put the pork chops, they're boneless, put them right in a jar and can them. I'm going to do the same with the chicken legs. I'll put the whole bag in a quart jar. Grocery stores normally run specials on turkeys from 49 to 99 cents a pound. I know, that's in the US. Here in Canada, we used to get excited when they went out for 88 cents a pound, and that was over 20 years ago. I have not seen a turkey under $1.29 a pound on sale in probably 5 years or more. 10, closer to 10. Why? I've been raising my own turkeys. I didn't pay attention to the sales. Yeah, well, there's going to be shortages, I guess. That's what they say. But as soon as I can that meat, I'm going to pressure cook. I'm going to go and get my carrots, and then I'm going to pressure cook my turkey. And can that up for meals. And then I'm gonna go on the hunt for a turkey, but then I gotta clean up my freezer. So I've only got one thing. I got a bag of rice in my freezer, which I need to jar up. I got a bag of rice in my freezer. I have the 50 pounds of organic unbleached flour, which has to. Howie goes, I can't lift that box out. I said, Howie, that's why there's an empty banana box sitting over here. I'm going to move all the flour bag by bag into the other box, and then we can take the freezer out of here and thaw it out. Or just throw towels in the bottom and mop it up, right? I don't think I've ever paid an even dollar a pound for a turkey, hoping the sales are good this year. Well, everything's going up in price, right? Everything's going up in price. Don't ask my opinion on world events. Seriously, don't ask my opinion on world events and what's to come. There are no cards up here. I can't read any cards. They are all downstairs in the studio. So hopefully it will be done soon, and I will show it all to you. But again, I have to go to Giant Tiger and buy more pillows because I bought two packages of two pillows of one brand and one package of pillows to the other because they were all the same price. Well, the two packages, the cheaper-ish ones, they're cheaper in quality, I guess, were like folded, rolled bats of batting. The other two pillows were like you reach in and you get this clump of stuff, and I use a million staples trying to get that crap up. So I'm going to sew those back up and use a couple of old pillows maybe. The little grocery that normally runs a huge meat sale every October canceled this year. They can't get the meat. They've had this sale as long as I can remember. Well, thank you, Sage. These ones, if I don't find more, this is what the kind of thing I'm going for. But it's a lot of work. This was a lot of work for me to do. Now I'm doing it right across my, not the width of my ceiling, only the not the length of my room, my living room downstairs, only the width. So that's kind of, yeah. But I'm hoping to have it done. Like I'm telling you, this week alone, between Sunday and Friday, I'll guarantee. Yeah, because I went down there today. I guarantee that I've been up and down those basement stairs in 5 days at least 15 times. And most of that was done over a 3-day period. Hey, Lady J. So, I mean, you know what? We're going to do Thanksgiving at the track. What I'm thinking of doing is getting just a couple of little ham steaks. And, I'll make a pumpkin pie and stuff. But, I'll do a video for Life with the Volfies having Thanksgiving in the coach. Because we only have a stove. Oh, remember, I have to fix my New Wave. I'm taking my New Wave with me. I'm going because my New Wave cracked. The shell cracked and then it broke. So we can fix it with muffler tape, but then when we do, I'm going to eventually get a new one, but they're really hard to find. But I'm eventually going to get another one for in the house and keep one for the coach. Hey, Dreama Closa, darling, Martin, how are you doing, darling? If for anybody who doesn't know, is it okay for me to talk about it, Martin? I'll leave you to tell folks what's going on, but we're going to be adding you and Joe Mama and her husband and my brother-in-law, Marty, and everybody who needs it. Hell House Paranormal. Everybody's going to be lifted up in prayer. I am so glad. Martin has just discovered he has cancer. And it's kind of aggressive. He just found out less than 2 weeks ago and you're already you just had your first chemo treatment, didn't you? So we're going to lift you up in prayer, baby. We're going to hold on to you just like we hold on to Scott and Joe Mama and Hell's House Paranormal and everybody else in our lives. Right? So, we got you. We got you. Right? Now, excuse me while I disappear behind my purple and black thing. As if you haven't noticed, it's a purple day. Bev, you really need an air fryer. Same thing as your little oven, but more versatile. I like stacking stuff and it's basically the same thing, right? My chicken goes on a rack and there's a convection oven in the lid. So, I mean, and there's just so many air fryers out there, and I like my New Wave. I like it. There's one thing that burns my britches is turning on a big oven for one meatloaf. That's why when you see me make a meatloaf, I'm usually throwing corn in there or something because I don't want to waste. I didn't buy any corn this year. Oops. Oh well. Um, I mean, I hate heating up the oven for one meatloaf. That's why I love my little new wave. Hell, I make meatloaf in my crock pot. You've seen me do that, right? Ah. So, but as far positive attitude is everything. And God, everyone here gives needed support. Absolutely. Okay, remember remember me telling you guys about what you see is what you get. This is a really important thing to hear. So is everybody listening? Right? I don't mean what you see is what you get when you look at me. I mean what you see is what you get. Okay? Yes, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of things going on in the world that need our action. But we also need to focus not on the negative narrative that is we are constantly being barraged with, but you need to focus on the narrative that you have in store for you. That means you have to see yourself beating this. You have to see yourself making it through. You have to see your life as you know it is going to be when you're done with this. This is just one more gauntlet for you to walk through. But walk through it you will, and you will come out the other side. You just have to see it and know it and own it, right? Okay, so I mean, and that goes for everything in your life. That goes for everything in your life. Do you think that what's going on in the world doesn't terrify me? Because it does. I'm not going to say, welcome to communist Canada, right? I'm not going to say things like that because I have to believe that I'm here on this planet at this time because I chose to be, and I am in full on battle mode now. Yes, love, light, spiritual centering and grounding. The rage is gone. Okay? But what's happening in our world is not going to be prayed away. It's time for people to say, I'll just wait, because I'm telling you, I've heard people say, I'll just wait until it gets really bad and then I'll say something. Honest to God, I've heard people say that. I'll do something then. No, the time is now. The time is now to stand up for your rights. The time is now to claim your life. Hey, Donna Rishi, how's it going, honey? I never even thought about it. Please pray for my mom. She is in her 80s and she's in hospital with COVID. Okay, sweetie. Absolutely. Absolutely, Joyce. We will pray. We will pray. So, I'm going through stuff, but I mean, I've been going through stuff for months, right? And I once again had a peek at the bitch factory. Are they here? Yes, there's 8 thumbs down. I once again had a peek at the bitch factory because some odd things were going on elsewhere and I needed to check. But honestly, I spiritually shielded myself first. Went in, had a peek, seen that they're still at it, great guns and being horrific as ever. And then I shut the door and I cleansed. Literally cleansed, sage, the whole 9 yards before and after. Because this is an example of that was an example of the sickness in the world. And it's not getting better, it's getting worse. So we have to be grounded and centered. And for those of us who are called, for those of you who are called, stay centered, stay focused, stay positive. Okay? Any negative crap, just wrap it in light and harmony and send it to source, because he knows what to do with. Okay? We always, like, for instance, like somebody said recently, oh, you got to reclaim your energy and all that stuff. Well, maybe sometimes if I've expended some, or if I'm not shielded properly. But the truth is, everything we do with energy. And if people are like vampirically stealing your energy, that's because you're allowing it. Right? So absolutely, Kelstorm. Absolutely. You made me cry. After 24 years married, he cheated. Now I'm 47 and single, struggling to figure out my life. I had a plan and it is no longer. Thank you for amazing advice and help. What did I do? Okay, this is the thing, honey. We are born alone. Yes, our mothers birth us, but we are born alone. And we will die alone. You can have 100 people holding your hands as you die, but that is your journey and your journey alone. Okay? And I'm sorry, so sorry that your heart has been broken. But guess what? You're still on your journey. The only really horrific thing that can happen now is if you allow that to affect your life going forward. That's the danger. Okay? I understand you've got to process your pain. So you're going to journal, pour all that crap out into a journal, and don't look at it again until you're ready to, until you feel a little more centered. You're going to journal. You're going to meditate. And you don't have to be in a gong, bing, woo. You can be simply sitting on the toilet, waiting for your next bowel movement. I'm not kidding. And when you have a moment, be present in your moment and be with God, the source, creator of all. Okay? Ground and center. Do some meditating on what you can do, what you can't do. Figure out your path from this point on. Work through your pain. The only way out of that pain is through. Okay? But you've got you. The universe, the multiverse, the people who love you and care about you and pray for you. We got you. Okay? You're going to be fine. It's just a process you're going to have to go through like anything else. Going to feel like pulling yourself through the eye of a needle. But if that's what's got to be done, that's what's got to be done, right? Time for inward works and becoming comfortable with your own energies. Absolutely. Well said, Kel. I know I need to stay away from there, Joe Mama, but this time I protected myself and I just looked. And it's like, they only can have, it is what it is. The stronger my energy gets, okay, that's the wrong phrase because it doesn't get stronger or weaker. It's transformative. Okay. So the more my energy is transformed into a centered state of mind and spirit, body and spirit. Okay. The more my heart, my soul, and my mind are centered. Remember, the rage is gone. The rage in me is gone. I'll get healthy anger. Yes. I mean, anybody who says they don't get angry is either lying or stupid. Okay. Everybody gets angry. I would get into rages. The rage is gone. So now, whenever I have to deal with something really negative, for instance, Briar and I having this conversation, and he phoned me to discuss this while I had just come down from a step stool. I was soaked with sweat, my legs were shaking, and my knees were screaming, and I was about to have a cup of tea because I only had an hour left to get shit done before my live stream, my Freaky Friday. And he said, What? You're really going to do this? And I said, Briar, I cannot have this conversation right now. I'm tired, I'm in pain, and I'm sweaty, and it's not going to end well. So we're just going to have to pick up this conversation later. And we did. We picked it up today. And we've had a couple of conversations because that's how Briar and I work through things, right? I will take your words to heart. God bless you for helping all of us and creating the supporting family on YouTube. Honey, I don't help anybody. I'm just here. You guys do all the work. Yeah, I do work on videos and stuff, and I'm working on myself, and all I'm doing is sharing that with you. I'm not a professional. I'm not a guru. I'm not a canning guru, a spiritual guru, a pain guru. I'm enough. Excuse me, words have power. I am none of those things. I have always been a human being on a spiritual journey. Okay, the last couple of years, I've been going through a transformation of going from being a human being, having a spiritual experience, into being a spiritual being, living the human experience. And once that flipped the switch in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But this is a journey, and I'm sharing it with you. I'm not doing anything other than that. I'm sharing my experience, my strength, and my hope, right? Because if I can do that, if we can come together and share our light and share our love and share our experience and our strength and our hope, then we all benefit, right? You are supportive. That is sometimes much more than you know. I know, Laura, but the truth is I'm not as supportive as I'd like to be. Like sometimes, man, I hear stuff that is just horrific, and it's painful. But the truth is the creator of all only puts things in my path that I can deal with. And if it's a painful thing to deal with, then there's a lesson in it that I have to learn. Right? The more painful it is, the more I have to wake up and find out why the heck I'm feeling that pain, mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical. Right? Have you noticed I have not had a fibro flare in like 6 months? Yeah, I'm in pain, but I haven't had that feel your muscles contracting and curling in on yourself. It's almost a physical fetal position is what your muscles want to do. I haven't had that in like 6 months. I'm going up and down stairs. Yeah, I'm in pain. Yeah, my knees are creaking and grinding, but I'm doing it. Right? Why? Because sitting around waiting for somebody else to do it ain't going to work. Cheers. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. And I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Bev, you've been my cheerleader through all of this. Well, honey, wouldn't you be mine if it was me? How many years have you guys been here for me, watching me painfully articulating the things that I'm learning, raging with impotence at the injustices in the world? It's all been a journey. You know, you have supported me. I'm just one person. You guys are hundreds and thousands There's hundreds and thousands of you. Yeah, not everybody interacts every day. But that doesn't change the fact that what little love I can share, I get it back 1,000-fold from you guys. You guys are the power behind, other than God, but you guys have always accepted me no matter what stage of my growth. And for that, I'll be eternally grateful. So if sitting here twice a week, hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys it helps, then I do it gladly and gratefully. I love your hair. Hey, Angel. Oh, thank you. Absolutely. You are here for me, Joe, and you have been all along. So, I mean, there's people who have said, well, you're not listening to me. You better get your mental state checked because you're not listening to me, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't have to listen to you if you are being negative and your narrative goes against with what I see for me. That's what friends are for. And you know what the word intimacy means, right? I love this, and I haven't said it in a long time. Intimacy. Into me, you see. That is intimacy. That's unconditional love we all have for you. Oh, thank you, Lady J. I missed that, Kelstorm. So, ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Ain't it good? What? Holy crap! Okay. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, when nothing is going right, just close your eyes and think of me or God. And soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? I didn't even know I could remember those words. Thank you, Kel. So, it's been an hour and 13 minutes, and I have to go call Papa in for supper, and we're going to watch TV, and then he's got to go pick up Briar. And then it's Sunday, or it's Saturday. We might watch a movie. Oh, I got to tell you, I don't know if I told you guys this on Thursday or not. We got, I had that $150 Visa card. That how he gave me, because he said he can't swipe it for gas or anything. So I gave him the money out of the bank and he gave it to me. And I didn't know I could put it on my Amazon account, right? Because there's no name on the card. Well, that was a vanilla Visa card. So I put the name in vanilla and they took it and I bought a speaker. But the thing is, what was the point here? I have no idea what I was going on about. Oh, right, Prime. So they gave me a 30-day free trial of Prime, thinking that I had put a Visa card on my account. When they go back in to get the prime after 30 days, that card's not going to work, right? So, but I got the 30-day, and we watched a movie last night called The Tomorrow War. Not last night, Thursday night. It was Thursday night. The Tomorrow War. Ooh, was it ever good? And of course, Chris Pratt's in it. So I love Chris Pratt. So I hate when I lose my thought. Well, I mean, that's just, that's my medication. And yeah, a couple of really hurtful things that just was in the bitch factory just went through my brain. And I have to go, those are not nice people. They do nothing but tear people down all day long. And I just happen to be the flavor of the year, right? So, watch Cinderella. It's hilarious. Hey, Marnie Ann. Nah, I'm not into Cinderella anymore. You know, um, I remember fairy tales when they were real. Do you want to know that the original Cinderella story, and it's really hard to find these stories anymore. The original story, she wasn't called Cinderella. She was called Cinder Slut because slut meant dirty back then. It just meant, you got some slut or smut on your face. Slut and smut were like dirty, right? And that ball lasted 3 days. And each time she went, she was dressed more beautiful than the time before. And her stepsisters and her stepmother didn't even recognize her. Okay? And on the third night was the night she lost the slipper. Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf ate Grandma, ate Little Red Riding Hood, and the huntsman came along and cut the wolf open because he was so sound asleep from his meal. The huntsman came along, the woodsman came along, opened up the wolf, let Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood out, and they filled the body cavity with rocks. And when the wolf woke up and went to have a drink at the river, he fell in and drowned. These are the original, the red shoes. She danced herself to death. Anybody ever hear of the little match girl? She died freezing in a corner of an alleyway. Okay, these are the original fairy tales. Thank you, Yoshi. Oh, yeah, the Little Mermaid's the darkest one. She kills herself. Or she doesn't kill herself. Yeah, she kills, I don't think, no. She has to kill the prince. And all her family went and got her a special knife that she could kill the prince with to restore her tail. And she killed herself with it instead and became part of the sea foam. You're really dark fairy tales, man. But they spruced them up. All of those fairy tales had really stark images. Don't stray from the path. Never eat a wind-fallen apple, and never trust a man whose eyebrows meet. Yeah. I grew up in a whole different generation where over the last 50 years, fairy tales stopped being messages and warnings to happily ever afters. Rapunzel, I'll have to watch Yellowstone. Rapunzel, this is the last one I'm going to tell you about. Does anybody remember Rapunzel? Rapunzel would let down her hair for her prince, right? And then the witch, stepmother, whatever, found out and called Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And then she climbed up in and waited for the prince. And when the prince climbed up and got to the window, the witch pushed him off. And he fell down into a thorny bush, a thorny kind of hedge that had grown around the tower. And he was blinded. And he wandered for years until her hair grew back. And when she got him, she cried on his eyes and restored his sight. This is not, these are dark, delicious tales. I love these originals, but the new ones are fun. Well, yeah, the new ones are fun. But seriously, Snow White and Rose Red was a whole other ball game, right? Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Some of that went down the wrong pipe. Oh, they're dark and delicious. And you know what? I'm going to start researching them, and maybe I'll share them on live streams on Reading with Beverly Volfie, but they won't be for kids unless you let your kids watch them, okay? Now it's 20 after. So for all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual prayer. Remember, you're fueling this prayer with your faith. I use mine. You use yours. We are dropping the walls that keep our love of our faith and our faith in our God separate. Okay? We're dropping those walls. So when we link up hearts and hands, we are being fueled. Each of us is being fueled by our personal connection with the God of our understanding. Does that make sense? I have an old fairy tales book that would frighten all the children. Angie, I want it. I want it. Can I have it? You keep sending me shit, but that's the stuff I really want. Have a blessed night. And for those who don't want to stay, there is no judgment. This is not for everybody. But for all those who care to, let's take a nice... I got to blow my nose now. Excuse me. Because of that cough. I think some tea came out my right nostril. I really apologize for that. That's the life of live. Ooh, look at that. I have an $11 thing for Costco that I got to take the next time I go. Okay. Is there an expiry date on it? Issued on May 5th, 2020. Okay. Maybe that's like that could be a half a package of chicken. Right? Waste not, want not. All right. Take care of those who don't want to stay. Mwah. Let's all take a nice deep breath. Take care, Autumn. Mwah. Everybody leaving? Mwah. I love you. We'll see you on Thursday. Oh, great spirit, creator of all. How's it going, God? First off, God, I just want to say thank you for all the divine wisdom that you've been giving me on a daily basis when I just remember to relax and center and think before I speak. We've got a lot of things going on in the world today, God, and we're going to deal with that in a minute, but we've got friends here having a hard time. Joe's got 6 more days of this current treatment that her husband's going through, and then she's going to be able to relax a little bit, but she's still going to need your strength, God. You're going to need to lift her up because she's not always well herself. And Martin and Alex, we want to lift them up because we know that Martin's spouse is very loving and wonderful and supportive. And Martin's going into this with a positive attitude, and that's really, really what's important. Hell House Paranormal is sick and coughing up blood. God, guide him to where he needs to be to get this looked after, whether it's to whoever he needs to go to or get help from. Hart Rose, who many have seen and hear on the live streams, has just passed away from COVID. We lift up her family and her husband. All the people, God, all of us who gather here and beyond. No one is outside our reach when we have you, God. So, God, we're lifting everybody up, the alone, the frightened, the sick, the overworked, the threatened, the isolated, the addicted, the neglected, the rejected. We lift them up to you, God, and we hold them there so that the light of your love, even if they don't know where it's coming from, they can feel it seep into their soul like whiskey into an old barrel. And God, it comes now that we are going to link hearts and link hands. And as the light workers and those who believe in your divine light and love, we're going to link hearts and we're going to link hands, and we are going to become a big circle, God, across the world. And you are going to pour the light of your love so bright and so intense down through us. It's going to shoot out our hands, and it's all going to start circling in the same direction. And as it builds and builds and builds, when we stop being people and become that circle of light that amplifies your love, God, we can't hold it anymore. And we go poof, and it pushes out and becomes a beautiful, bright, the most brilliant light ever. Like a million, what do you call those things? A million iridescent flares in the sky. And this gives people a place to rest, a place to get grounded and centered, a place to shelter from the dark work that's going on around us. And remember, we remember, God, that when it comes to the dark forces, nothing sends them scurrying back faster than the most brilliant of divine light. Thank you, God. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for us sharing your love, your light. I see a future, and it's so much more beautiful than now. Amen. So be it. Shalom. Namaste. Mary Part. Miigwech. Peace be with you. Go forward in light and love. This is the Mrs. Volfie from Life with the Volfies saying, love is love, no matter where it comes from. And the more we love, the brighter we shine, and the brighter we shine, the more the darkness gets pushed back. Take care. God bless. See you Thursday.